Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 33 of my Create Mod series. Now today I'm going to go over on how to make an automated kelp farm in the Create Mod. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe as I make a ton of Create Mod content and you are not going to want to miss this. Now anyways, let's jump straight into the video. So everything that you are going to need is going to be inside of this chest. Now everything's going to be listed in the description, so don't panic. I do want to say that I'm going to make a kelp farm and then also in this video show you on how to turn it so it auto turns into dried kelp. The reason that I'm doing that is because dried kelp can be turned into brass tunnels, andesite funnels, even andesite tunnels and hose pulleys and belts and spouts and many of the create stuff. So that's probably the reason you're watching this. But if you're not and you just want regular kelp, you only have to build half this machine, and I'll kind of separate the items that you need in the description. So don't worry about that. Other than that, you are going to need more than one water bucket. You're going to need several water buckets because you're going to have to fill a tank with water for the kelp to grow. So that's kind of up to you. Just get a nice water source nearby, an infinite one, and then just keep bucketing the water into the tank. Other than that, you can also have glue instead of a slime ball, and this dried kelp is just going to be a filter, so you can just wait until halfway through the machine to grab one, or you can already have one in the beginning. Kind of up to you. But other than that, let's grab all the items and we will get started. All right, so just like most of my videos, I have some things that are pre-built. Don't panic. All of these I'm going to go over as soon as we get into that certain area, so don't worry too much about that. The very first thing that we're going to start off with is basically building a giant tank for our kelp farm. So what I've done here is I've gone into the center and I've dug down 2 blocks and then gone out 4 blocks on each side. And I've dug down into the holes just to make it a little easier to build. But in general, I've just gone out 4 blocks on each side to kind of make this a little easier for myself. So the very first thing that we're going to do is grab a magma block and place that against basically inside the hole. Grab an encased fan, and we're going to place that on top so the gearbox is facing upwards. Then we'll grab a mechanical bearing and place that on top, then a radial chassis, and then we're going to grab our slime ball and slime one side, grab our linear chassis, and the linear chassis can actually be any type of block, but I just use linear chassis. I think they kind of look the best in my opinion, but we'll just go ahead and place down 4. We're going to grab slime ball, slime this side, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3 chests. It's okay if they connect or don't connect. As soon as the machine moves, it'll all have the same inventory. And then we'll place a portable storage interface facing towards the glass. Go to the other side. We'll slime 1, 2, 3, 4 of this side. We're going to grab our mechanical harvesters and place down 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we just have to do a little bit of configuration here. So we're going to look at this radial chassis and turn this to 4. We'll just build up 1 block. We're going to look at these linear chassis, hold down left control and change this to 1. If you use normal blocks for these chassis, you won't have that option, but that's fine. And then all we have to do now is take a lever. We're going to place it against the magma block, and we're going to activate it, and it'll start moving. So basically our next step is we'll break this chest, fill in this hole, and then we have to fill this entire container with water. So I'm probably just going to jump cut to basically us finishing that, but just fill this entire container with water. So I filled the entire container with water, but I did notice something that right in the beginning, I never told you guys that you needed kelp. So I will have edited something to tell you that you needed at least 66 kelp, or depending on the size of your farm, smaller or larger. So you should have kelp if you followed that, as well as the link in the description. But our next step is basically to just plant kelp down. So simply just putting it down. And we're just going to fill this entire spot in. Just a quick little checkup. Make sure that your machine is on the 2nd level, so it's not wiping out the kelp. It's only taking it if it grows. So just kind of keep that in mind, but I'm going to go ahead and place all the kelp down now. All right, kelp has been placed down, and as you can tell, this grows really fast, so we're going to have tons of kelp very quickly. So what we're going to do is basically output our kelp now. So what I've gone is basically to the front of one of our sides. The center is right here, so I've gone over 1 block and then up, and we're going to place our portable storage interface against that. We're going to have to rotate this guy, though, because we want him facing towards the other one, and we want 1 block in between, which just happens to be our glass block. So our next step is that we're going to need a way to basically capture our items. So we'll just place down 2 chests with 1 block in between, and then we'll grab a chute and place it right here. Now, if you are just looking for a kelp farm, you only want to get kelp, you don't care about turning it into dried kelp, there you go. You finished the video, you're good to go. But for everyone else wanting to turn it into dried kelp, follow these next steps. All right, so what we're going to do is we have our chest right here. We're going to go diagonal down and place a shaft, go over one block, and then on the second block, place another shaft. We're going to grab a mechanical belt, connect this guy. We can then place an andesite funnel onto this chest, and then diagonal up, we're going to place a depot. And then on this depot, we can also do an andesite funnel just like this. So now we have our items transporting down and going on to the depot. Something that we're going to do here is to the side of the depot, we're going to place a campfire and place an encased fan. We'll just have to rotate him so it's facing towards the campfire. So basically, this is going to, once this encased fan is activated, push the fire onto the depot and cook the kelp. So all we have to do now is diagonal up, place down 2 chests. We're going to grab a brass funnel and place him, and then just rotate this arrow so it's facing towards the chest, and grab a piece of dried kelp and place it as the filter on the brass funnel. So basically we have it set up. Now we just have to simply power the system, which isn't going to take much work at all. We're going to go off of the depot and off of the belt and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then on the 6th block, we're going to place down our water wheel. We're going to place down a water bucket, and then we're going to place our shafts following this guy. We're going to skip, or actually, let's do this. Let's grab our cogwheels right here. Place 1, 2, 3, and then our shafts. 1, 2, and there we go. We now have our entire system set up. We have our kelp getting stored in that chest and then outputted, basically getting lit on fire and turning straight into dried kelp, as you're about to see in a couple of seconds. Yep, there we go. And boom, we got dried kelp. So we now have an infinite amount of dried kelp, which is perfect. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I apologize if I seem a little out of it in this video. It's been a long couple of days with finals, but I do want to say if you are interested in joining a Create Mod server, I will have a link in the description advertising my new one that just launched called Rocket World. Highly recommend you check it out. We got some pretty cool guys in there. There's already some villages and stuff that have started up, so now's the time to join. Just simply send an application and you can get on in. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys all in the next one.